One is fast on one's feet. Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Ganyu! Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived!
Hello, friends.
Ganyu!
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that. A guest at Wanmin restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. Its stimulative effects are much... Apologies in advance.
Wait! Shenhe? Not there!
See? It worked. She's awake.
Are you okay, Ganyu? Do you need some water? Or maybe something to eat?
I'm fine. I just feel chilly all over.
Huh. Was it that effective?
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to a calm heart. Paimon doesn't think that's what the expression means.
I feel... Was I asleep? Must have been around the time I...
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you often. Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin restaurant with me. We get off at 10 on the dot every night without fail.
I could never. I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. I believe I've heard your name mentioned around the Ministry of Civil Affairs. People tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker.
Well, you know me. Or, I guess you don't.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe, and this is Yao Yao.
It's an honor to finally meet you all. Oh, you must be here for Auntie Xianyun's kite-making workshop, right?
Yes. I have neither made nor flown a kite before. As long as Master is willing to teach...
Me too! I want to participate in the kite flying. Plus, it's more meaningful if you make the kite yourself, right? Your best friend didn't come with you? Well, Chi-Chi's been super busy helping Dr. Baiju lately. Oh, I also brought bandages and ointment with me today. It's easy to cut yourself.
Wow, you're really thoughtful.
As for myself, I'm afraid I lack some of my I was originally planning to buy a ready-made kite and but Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. It was so thoughtful of her to arrange this workshop, so I simply couldn't let such consideration go to waste. My motivation for being here might be a little different, yes. But I'm ready to put in just as much effort as everyone else.
Well, we're all here. But where the heck is Xianyun?
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered tone?
Oh, come on! You clearly heard Paimon! Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone. Come get it while it's still warm. Oh, Paimon, sorry, Miss Illuminated Bird! Paimon always knew you were the smartest, coolest, and prettiest Adeptus. Someone as wonderful as you is sure to have brought enough for Paimon as well, right? So delicious. Paimon's life is complete.
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. The materials are over here. The regular dyes and luminescent ones have been clearly marked. Use them. As for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure to listen to the instructions one provided while we were eating. Yes? Are there any questions?
Paimon may have focused a little too hard on the eating and less on the listening. Paimon knew she could count on you, Traveler.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself of the cool air while one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company if you...
We're not in any hurry to get started. Why don't we go see what...
Hey, Gaming! Want to team up?
Huh? I have to participate? I thought...
You're that unenthused by kite making.
No, it's not that. It would take too long to explain. What shape... What do you think, Shuyu? Is there a particular...
I want a Swanee!
That might be...
True, but I still...
Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! Am I doing it right?
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design...
Yep.
One...
What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao? I haven't decided yet. If I make it blue, it'll be more...
If you are asking for one's own opinion, when giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings, is it not?
Oh, hey, I never told you the kite was for Chi-Chi.
With age comes wisdom, child. One simply has a way...
Oh, cool. I'm gonna start painting it gold right now.
Good. One will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied. One was under the
We actually haven't started yet, but we're going to start,
Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things...
I see. My apologies. I shall remember that in the future.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good. Could I touch them just once more, though? No oil or anything this time. I've just always wondered what Miss Ganyu's horns feel like.
Huh? Please, I told you. Just call me Ganyu. Well, alright. Just be gentle.
Firm to the touch, with no discernible temperature. Still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched. I see. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead next time.
Oh, no need. I'll just refrain from taking after... Anyway, we should probably get started on our... Perhaps we should just...
Okay.
well, they seem to be getting along swimmingly. We should get started on our kite now. Let's go. First, we have to decide on the shape. Hey, what are you laughing at? Oh, that's not a complete... If nothing else, a Paimon-shaped kite could at least make sure you never get lost on your travels, and always... Maybe we're not exercising enough artistic license. Now, what expression should we give her? Since the kite is... Ooh, like this? Ooh, the title of... Now that we've decided... It's done! Paimon has to say. Kai Paimon might even rival real Paimon in terms of cuteness. Now we just have to attach the string, right?
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh, Shenyun's calling us!
one take a look?
Wow! Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty. Yep. The coloring. If the tail wasn't split in two like that, it might even... if you look closely, there are a few spots where the colors go outside the line.
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but I simply could not recall. Or should I say that I'm too familiar?
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see...
Exactly. So I simply...
No way. You can paint with your eyes closed? Oh,
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the likeness.
The Swanee that Gaming and Shuyu made looks very majestic. I'm sure it'll look even more impressive.
The eyes and ears glow in the dark. So you're sure your golden finch is cute too. It's all...
What about your kite, traveler?
Ta-da! Here it is!
Its self-important countenance bears a striking resemblance to that of its namesake.
It makes her look like she's already won the competition. Well, that's gonna happen one way or another.
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Oh? Who dares attempt such a flagrant display of impropriety? Oh, and to do so by making use of... one simply must know who it is that possesses such impertinence. Continue attaching the strings, everyone. One will be but a moment.
Cloud Retainer? Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you to go after
Master's going to be okay, right?
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
There's wind up ahead. Looks like we can glide over. It's right there.
This Fontanian device of mechanical motion is quite curious indeed.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently attentive, and now the kite...
Calm yourself. Do you have any recollection of its
One believes it drifted in the direction of Mount... Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels a certain...
Your concern is Miss Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her on the subject of said kite, however. One simply must remark on the genius of its wind...
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing...
One presumes that this kite belongs to you.
Huh?
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted. This...
One's fault. One seems to recall that releasing the kite was to say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to...
Further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath.
We can hardly avoid her forever. That may suffice during Lantern Rite. But what about the Moon Chase Festival?
Hello?
Go retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not.
That is not our kite.
Oh, so an adeptus such as oneself is
Ah, you're an Adeptus? I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain. Pray,
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite... mint! Well, and if that's all, then we'll just...
We finally caught up. You sure do fly Mooncarver? Mountain Sheeper? What are you doing here?
you!
Okay, now Paimon's getting...
It is of no consequence. Long has one seen through their disguises. One...
Then you are not angry?
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well...
We were simply consumed by a fit of festive spirit. However, we are far from being as adept as you in matters that require...
Your prowess in mechanics is unparalleled, Cloud Retainer. You wield the wind and waves themselves.
One has guests to attend to. We will have to convene again some other time. Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
We're leaving already? All this left.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Scatter!
They're back.
After you left, Yao Yao and Shu Yu, tired Gaoming, offered to escort them home.
Before he left, he said something that I don't quite
Oh? What did...
He said, a kite is always tied down no matter how far it flies or how high it soars. He looked quite dejected as he...
Now that you mention it, Gaoming did seem to have a rather strange attitude.
A reflection of himself. If I were a kite, I would cherish that tether as a symbol of kinship and the bonds that
Shen...
It may be if Gaming truly sees a kite as a reflection of himself,
Well, people often have different points of view depending on their
just like some people can eat spicy food, but others won't go anywhere near it.
Exactly. That's why tolerance and understanding are as important as they are.
Tolerance and understanding? What brought about this conversation?
We were just chatting. You don't have to butt in on every little thing, you know.
One was merely doing a bit of night fast approaches. If you are otherwise unoccupied, one would entreat you to stay.
Oh, it's been so long since I've had the
Worry not. One has prepared a variety of meat and vegetable dishes. One is more than familiar with everyone's culinary proclivity. Shenhe, Ganyu, come with me.
Whoa, what's with all the secrecy? You're not trying to play favorites, are you? If you're ready to serve the food, we can help too.
Yeah! Skyward!
This is...
Oh, I can feel the wind brushing against my legs. This is a bit embarrassing. Is the headpiece secure? I should have asked Cloud Retainer to check before I stepped outside.
How do we look?
Huh? She asked them just like that?
You look pretty too, Ganyu! Oh, how should Paimon put it? You both look so elegant and refined! Those outfits really suit you both!
Given that one employed the services of the best tailor in all of Liyue, one would expect nothing less. What colors have you been partial to lately, Shenhe and
Lately? Why is Cloud Retainer...
I like black.
One is gratified to see one's disciple has inherited one's...
The color black doesn't get dirty easily. A virtue.
And you, Ganyu?
I favor blue and black.
And the material is sufficiently comfortable.
Yes, very. I simply cannot thank you enough, Cloud Retainer, for this gift.
Thank you, Master.
One is content, as long as you are pleased with the gift. One hopes he's got...
Seems like your supreme cuisine. This golden crab's particularly good. The shell's deliciously crunchy, and it's a good thing Gaming isn't here, or Paimon would have to duel him for the food.
He traveled all this way on account of the kite-making workshop, and he spent the whole afternoon looking after Oh, well.
It's rare for someone to make such a good impression.
He appears to be a young man of much merit, and one is not...
It appears that he wishes to break free from...
Kite string? What strange metaphors you speak in, Shenhe. Ever since you returned from one mean restaurant...
Where do we even begin? Oh, do you know about the conflict?
One has only heard that the...
He ran away from home and hasn't been...
Oh?
Ran away, you say?
Oh, okay.
What?
This shall not do. Lantern Rite fast approaches. We must, as one was contacting various tailors around Liyue, one could not help but be reminded of Minogia. He possessed a singular talent for clothing design. He had an exquisite eye, not just for fabric at a gathering of adepti. Bonanis once complained in secret to some of the ladies in attendance that the skirt Minogius made for her was too long and impractical. However, when one asked Minogius' opinion, he remarked that the train of the skirt would serve to enhance her adepto countenance by exemplifying a certain elegance. Minogius was that, and later... one means to say that Lantern Rite should be a day. It is a time to address problems. Fate is fickle. The cruel reality of this world is that suffering and misfortune can befall any of us without design or reason. If there is a chance for young people to remain...
That's nice.
Do you have any ideas, Cloud Retainer?
Perhaps adeptal arts could be of use. No. Mechanics, perhaps.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Combining our effort... Aha! One! How about this? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep. Oh, Paimon...
One. Now then, I counsel rest for all.
It's time to carry out the plan! Let's go find Gaming! Hope everything goes well.
Skyward! Scat!
Hi, Gaming! Paimon sees you've certainly... Who won this time? You the one buying dim sum again?
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I'm always the one losing.
perfect. You're all here. There's an important commission I need your help with.
All right, I've got the time. Where are the goods?
It's not just goods this time. I need you to escort a tea merchant and their wares from Chaoying Village to Liyue Harbor. A very important client has requested to meet with him.
Sure. What's this merchant's address?
Here.
If the client's that important, then this must be a very crucial, very pressing commission.
Of course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you to depart as soon as possible.
All right, don't work too hard now, Longjo. We'll set off.
You're a bit quiet today, Gaming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbor. We're here to escort you.
Dad?
Oh, so you're Gaming's father. It's nice to meet you. Just leave this delivery to him. Trust Paimon, he's got this in the bag. Gaming, everyone at the Secure Transport Agency says as much. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs has nothing but good...
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself, at least.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Then let's get going.
A very important client has asked for you by name. Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just didn't show up. Plus, you'd be missing out on a huge money-making opportunity.
I see. I suppose I will have to trouble you all to escort me, then. Let's go.
Waiting in ambush.
All is going to plan.
Okay, we should be good to stop here. Yongli? Oh no, what is he doing here?
Good sir, please, listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
Bandits? Acting in broad daylight? Oh. Ah, I see. It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some tea and rest are in order.
Nope, no need. Paimon's?
If there are indeed bandits in the area, then we should inform the Millelith at once. Oh? Well, if such matters are best left to those with the necessary...
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
Since we find ourselves otherwise unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to...
Got him!
all, Gaming, the...
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar.
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his skill. He truly encapsulates the spirit of the Suani. Usho dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbor recently. However, although performers are seeing budding success, if you ask me, what truly deserves admiration is perseverance in the face of adversity. I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition. To have a child so accomplished...
Seems like Zhongli has decided to skip the formalities.
Well, he's a hard worker. Yeah.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he...
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit hot-headed. It's understandable to find talking about such things in person difficult. If there's a particular sentiment you wish to convey, perhaps we could pass it along for you.
No, it wouldn't be right. I've been in the tea business for most of my life, and I always hoped over the past few years, I heard how well he was doing for himself as a guard. How his work was taking him to farther and farther off places. I also heard that he never gave up on wushu dancing. It made me happy. But I was also worried. When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual labor. Every time I get to thinking like that, I often regret introducing...
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child...
You seem...
Your words are too... Rather than fretting about their future, however.
Then she's more... oh.
Sure.
So, do you...
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey. Only a fool would ask a parent not to worry about their child. But think of it this way. As my... You need not... Indeed, with such a big heart. Children grow up in quite the...
Yes, you can say that again. 1 second.
Zhongli certainly has... Oh, Gaming is back. Hey, Gaming, we're over...
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhongli from the...
A fated meeting indeed. We were just enjoying some pleasant...
Is everything resolved?
Well, you could...
What does that mean?
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I need to... I'll come right out and say it. Those two bandits, you sent them, didn't you? Can't look me in the eye, huh?
Okay, but how did you know?
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious that they possessed great skills. I was right on their tail, and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow, I was never able to close that distance. People with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted. Unless, of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
Wow!
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen ones like them. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbor anytime.
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help resolve things between my dad and me? I appreciate it, but this conflict between us has been... Even if those two were real bandits, and I was able to subdue them and show... You've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should... Zhongli was talking things through with him, and he nearly agreed to... You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but he won't talk to me.
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him about all the hard work you've done these past few years?
Will that even do anything? I'm not sure
You won't know unless you try. Just like how you won't know if something is delicious unless you taste. Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good use. You can make friends with anyone.
I'll do my best.
Despite my being in the tea industry for several decades, it seems...
You flatter me. It was nothing but a few humble...
How much tea have you drank since we've been gone?
Ipdak and I have found many a common interest.
Well said, Mr. Gaming. Mr. Zhongli is very knowledgeable. You should take the opportunity to learn from people.
Huh? Oh,
Ahem.
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak. But
Oh, my apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need...
It would be an...
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, alright?
Yeah! Skyward! Got him!
Thanks for helping us talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you were able to pick up on what...
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say I have a certain level of expert. As for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly...
Why did you have us walk all this way?
A friend approaches.
Hello.
Xiao! You're here too?
I've been here the whole time? A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Hu be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well, Zhongli, I might as well go pay my respects. It's you! I thought you were Director Hu.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to try out this new The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable.
He seems quite immersed in the stuff.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates the pleasure of seeing one's kite sway with the wind. In truth, I'm here because Director Hu dispatched me to purchase some...
I see. Much like she does every year. Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetables.
I've only met Director Hu a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? It wouldn't hurt to grace the parlor with your presence. Now, this one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Hu tasked many hands make light work. Perhaps you could test out...
All right. I have made my if speed is what you're after, the
Wonderful. I shall pass... I'll leave these two kites with you. Perhaps you can find a few friends with...
Oh, wait. Who enjoys...
Well, I would imagine someone of your...
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you?
I would hardly say I roped Xiao into anything. I simply sought the help of a friend.
Seems like our pool of competitors is growing. Do you like kite flying, Xiao?
I suppose I neither like nor dislike. Although, watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring... Perhaps they're a bit like
Kite flying is all...
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you if you want.
There's no need. Minogius was the only Yaksha among us who had an interest in matters of ornamentation. When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
It's getting late. I should go inform Director Hu of our...
How's she been, by the way? Be sure...
The last time I spoke to her, She mentioned that if you have the time, perhaps you could...
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Zhongli. See you later.
See you next time.
Coming.
You...
I don't have anything.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liu.
Oh, I can't say I support that. Hey.
Sit, Shinhe, sit. You must be tired from your journey.
No need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master.
Perfect. The time is... Do you remember the plan when...
Yes, Master. We aim to give them... So I'll have whatever you are having.
All right.
What are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe doing here? Just how many people are involved in this?
Perfect. I just so happen to have bought some sung... Or it would be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down one's considerable stash. Oh, forget it. Such thoughts... Has work been busy during the holiday season?
Drunk guests can sometimes cause trouble. But I deal with them as you taught me, by pinning their heads against the table.
Are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe's...
Oh dear. While one was busy orchestrating this act, one seemed... What I meant to ask was...
You already know of my past. Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba...
The poor child. I guess... Maybe Gaming is not...
Let's move on, shall we?
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll loosen up a bit.
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no.
Coming. I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor. If you come home, there will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know your aunts, uncles.
Huh. I didn't know dim sum was such an important... Shh!
Just think about it, okay?
Dad really has changed a lot. But I... Thank you.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, they're drinking tea in silence. Hey, you two! Paimon's sorry.
Perfect timing, actually.
Yep, let's...
Gaming has...
Skyward! Scatter! Skyward! Scatter!
You must be Mr. Ip! Thank you for My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not just to purchase your fine tea, but also with the hope that you might be...
An interview?
I suppose you could think of it that way.
The Fontaine... Then I'll need some time to adequately prepare.
Of course, of course! Please follow me.
Is this person also involved in your plan? And here, I thought I had lots of connections.
Over here! Yoo-hoo! Over...
Huh? What? Auntie
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the...
Yeah. I take it that all...
Don't worry, Xianyun. Everything is going according to plan.
I knew it. I knew that was all an act earlier. Auntie, she was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shenhe appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for...
As for the next step...
Oh no!
What's wrong, Gaming?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do.
Fret not.
Exactly. Think of it more as an investment. We pooled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. Fontanians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they lay their eyes on.
Oh, okay. Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf. I'll pay you back right now.
We can talk about such matters at a later date.
Yes. I've been thinking about it the whole way here. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for us to decide.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't be here if we didn't want to help, right? Just tell us about this idea of yours.
Okay. So, it's like this.
Got it. Just leave it to us. Let's split up and make it happen. We need to do those things we talked about, but we also still have the kite flying competition. Since Xiao already tested out those kites for us, why don't we also go buy one of those?
Skyward! Scatter!
Hello again.
Welcome back! I see you returned from. Thanks to you, my daughter was able to build a kite with her grandmother that very same day.
Oh, you should really be
I'll be sure. And are you here to buy a kite? Please, take your.
Oh, we already have a kite. We wanted to buy one of those,
Ah, yes. Here you go. Please.
it doesn't feel right for.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the.
All right, then. It's done. Let's get down to. Looks like we finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the sky.
Scatter!
Chi, we're almost there.
Okay. Come here. Allow me.
The lantern rite is as festive as ever.
Huh? Oh, what's going on?
Did something happen? What should we do? Oh, should we get the Millilith?
What's that?
taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Wait, the wind.
Oh my gosh!
Mommy, I want a big kite like that too!
Do you see that kite way out in front? It's so beautiful!
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Mommy's performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in! You saw that, right, Traveler? Let's go find him! Oh! He's over there! Talking to his dad! I think I'll head off now, if I...
Thank you, little girl.
No need. No need.
Son,
Okay.
your performance. I've seen many.
Wow. I never.
You're serious about doing?
Absolutely.
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course, it'll be difficult. But if that's really, when I was young, I also. All I really want to say is, much like this kite, you also.
Dad.
Son.
Son?
I bet you're wondering what's gotten into me.
Well,
Anyway, to me, Gaming. All right, that's.
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Now, over there, your friends are still.
huh? But.
I'll be staying in.
Dad.
Go.
Okay.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gaming. It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Xinyun. If everyone has time, go fly a kite.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot! Didn't she? We didn't have anything else today, right? Why don't we go have a look? The mountain air is so refreshing. It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never scream. Huh? Did you hear? Sunshine! Blue skies! Right? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out? What are they doing here? Navia, Clarande!
Well, if it isn't my dear partners. See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern! Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then and that voice we heard, that was...
Oh, impressive.
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is.
Indeed. I suppose it's an ass.
Sure is! Having a loud voice... Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting. There was something about almonds, maybe?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps. But that's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions. Exactly. You get. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently, most hikers like to shout when they get to the top. So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to.
Not really. If I ever get.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to release...
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try?
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs...
Oh, I bet you guys are no need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain.
Huh? Did Paimon hear that?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed. Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What?" And what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face. She.
That reminds me. I believe what she actually said was.
So, you could actually hear what she was saying?
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some... She probably would have never thought... No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew.
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already...
What? Nervalet was here too? What was he doing here?
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a...
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a...
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was...
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an ad...
You Fontanians and your tea...
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have... It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing. But he couldn't care less. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road. And
if only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy...
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for the...
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you...
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village.
Oh, dear.
We've been chatting for quite...
We should probably head out.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up and chat.
Sounds good. We're gonna head...
Skyward! Scatter!
Chaoying Village is known for its tea. But you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum! Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't... Now, let's see what kind of yum... Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Farina standing Wonder what they're talking about. Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina... Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope for... Hey, this isn't the fortress... But Paimon could be convinced since Zhongli is there. It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli. All right, no time to waste. Let's go see... Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Farina! Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight
That we were able to meet you both with...
Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the traveler in Paimon. Looks like I must admit, I am a bit but seeing as you're a hero who's been all over to that, it makes... Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this...
It appears you have been to Fontaine then, given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go. It's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance...
That's what I mean to say is, although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. Yeah. You're no common tourist.
Does that mean Hu Tao...
You may not have heard, friends, but... Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed... Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets up. We just saw you guys standing up. Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was... That I do, What was Paimon's guess then? Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie...
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was...
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli...
You see? Paimon... Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser. Hey, don't be upset, traveler. How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl, and Paimon will also buy... Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations. I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in... Oh, Paimon almost forgot, did I?
Huh?
Well, you know...
Oh, well...
Really? Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon...
Whoa, it's not like that.
Huh? But Paimon just thought...
Really, Paimon, it's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their... Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content Anyway, that's not the point. Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time. Hey! That's...
Oh, Paimon! So, did you come to Liyue?
Well, my original plan was...
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
What?
How did you guess?
Very impressive, my friend. Your guess.
Paimon never thought Neuvillette.
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even he was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not.
So, were you the one that pointed?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, but speaking of your friend,
What about him?
he doesn't get out much. No wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting.
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation.
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort.
Is that so? Hmm? To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase.
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get.
That's right. She's got more friends than she knows what to do.
Well, that certainly. Oh, that reminds me. If you get the. Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water. If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important. Sounds like a pretty. In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already. You're quite right.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those.
Oh, it's Navia and Clorand. Hey, over here!
We saw you all chatting over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
No apologies necessary.
Straight to the point. It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get.
Indeed. Then, Miss. When are you planning to head back?
I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore.
I didn't mean. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area.
Exactly. Just like 8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them, an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye. But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean...
Of course.
Gotta say, by the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand? Then you must have also been a leader at...
well, that's... Besides, being a leader is hard. I prefer how things are now. I can come...
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Xiaoying...
Only the best. Thank you so much, Miss Huta.
It's fine. You think the next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to
dim sum.
Is that some... They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and... Oh, so it's basically... Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. Ooh, okay. Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're... Of course I am. I bought a kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumped. Chlorand is the one who didn't... So, all you're bringing back with you is...
And some tea-flavored hard candies.
Chlorand isn't much of a shop.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today...
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. They should all be things I can use.
Now Paimon's even more... If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of...
Oh, actually...
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Oh, so that's... Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not...
Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered... I felt a bit bad at first, but...
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the fortress of Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do...
See, even Chlorand was happy to take it. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was...
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as... Right, Zhongli?
Indeed.
Chlorand said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So... But we don't know exactly when he'll show up.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Scatter! Yeah! Scatter!
Look! It's Neuvillette! We lucked out!
Oh, it's you. It has been some... Few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day...
You call this early?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda. I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
Really? If you have so much time on your hands, then why...
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day. Second, I was unaware you possessed... I see. Thank you for informing me. Yes, they have...
I have to hand it to Chlorand. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and...
I was just passing through. It was...
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the good...
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality...
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me...
about that. Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh? What?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Ah, that explains it then. Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get...
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else.
This is a stone slate.
Well, that is an apt description. Is in actuality a legal codex.
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such...
Oh.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized... As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a... During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. We joked with Chlorand some time ago about gifting you a legal codex.
Ah, so that's what...
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case...
It is a very... I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor sent a gift of This significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front. Surely there's no need for. Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom, but we do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
That sounds good to me.
So that's what you were doing in Chaoying.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, the aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency, if you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time. Then we are of the same mind.
After all, you're heartily bereft.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity. However, after reading a few articles about Li Wei's holiday tradition, seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular and unforgiving. In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted. This is also something I...
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be...
That was indeed one of my inspirations, really. To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival around such an important holiday, but I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is. That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accept it. You are most welcome. Happy Lent. Approve a leave of... That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, but... I suppose my proclivity to refrain from personal... But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many.
Awake to a knife at your throat, if monsters dig their claws into you, if death comes knocking at your door, call out my name. Adeptus Xiao. I will be here when you call. Conquering demons is what... Worthless! Here! Worthless! Is this retribution?
Inazuma shines eternal!
This